And when I get home, there's a Jack in the yard and a 24 pack of Coors Light. It's
How
just,
nice. Yeah.
you know,
Well, you saved the guy's butt because he was stuck, really. You know?
Right.
we'll take beer as a payment. I'm just
Mhm.
saying, it doesn't always have to be cash, as long as it's not Bud Light.
Mm-hmm.
Do they even sell that in Iowa anymore?
I don't think so. It's just predominantly Busch Light and Coors.
You know, Bush is kind of like a Bud Light.
Yeah, but it's more like mother's milk.
Mm,
Everybody's grown up on it.
I guess, but anyway.
Yeah.
Get better friends who are rich.
What are you doing there, Dylan? What are you...
Fago.
Drinking.
Well, let's see. Who's been... And then I've seen a lot of guys. I've seen people on there like Red Bull and stuff like that, but they got like Mopar Market. You know, 'cause I don't know them. What else we got? Anything here?
See, John Wilburn was in
Yeah,
Red
he,
Beard,
he was lingering here a little bit.
Rapid Transit,
Yeah.
Dean,
Oh, there's my comments back.
Opar Mark, how's it going?
Mhm.
Robert
Wilburn,
Magny,
Dean.
his truck's starting to look really nice.
Red Beard. Whose truck?
Robert Magny.
Oh yeah. I tell you what, he's posted progress on our Facebook channel of this truck, and it's a nut and bolt. What is it? It's a what? I don't even know what year it is. He'll mention it probably, but
He's talented.
he's doing such an excellent job. I mean, it's really neat to
And
see
we've
the
got
progress.
to see it for like 2 years now.
Yeah, we've got to see the right, from ground zero basically. I mean, he's doing just a beautiful job.
Just out of a 2-car garage in Norman,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, or Noble. Norman or Noble.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the two.
I don't know.
Oklahoma City area.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's pretty cool. He says it's a 93, so it's a 93. Okay, I didn't realize that. I thought it was
a big
earlier.
chrome
But,
wraparound.
okay. Yeah, it's a cool looking truck though. Good job.
I wish they would have made those longer.
What's that? That year or what?
That front end style.
Oh,
But
yeah,
then,
it was a good looking truck.
because 94 they came out with the twister
Mopar
truck.
Mark, how you doing, buddy?
CB.
Robert, I think he mentions the name of the city there, or town. What is it? I can't read nothing, Blake.
Oh, he's in Blanchard?
Yeah.
Hey, Robert, I got a buddy that just moved to Blanchard. His name is Dennis Warren. Him and his wife just moved there from the Dallas area.
How big is Blanchard?
Well, it's probably him, my buddy, and 5 other people, I think. You know.
There you go.
5 other people. I
Oh,
think.
Jesus. All right.
I've done that.
There's the chat for you, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that kind of helps. By golly.
Yeah, sorry I didn't get back to you sooner, Art. I usually don't check my email very often because there's usually nothing of importance coming in other than stuff from China,
Right.
like them headlights.
But no, that's why I'm like, I'm going to comment and see if you read it. Either you didn't read it or it's being ignored. I figured either way I'd win. So.
Read which one?
Robert says, thank you, fellows. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you're doing a great job. Roy Boy says, I understand. I'm not sure what that's about.
Redbeard. He asked a question about Redbeard, I think.
Oh, okay. 3 stoplights at a Taco Bell and a Sonic.
Yeah, it wasn't too close. So, yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah, at least you got that going for you.
Mm-hmm.
Unfinished project.
No,
Must be in here.
they use like mayonnaise and mustard and stuff to dip their tots in, I think, down there.
I don't know.
Like their version of French fries.
Really?
Yeah, down that area. I'm sure Robert can elaborate on that also. Once you get down in Oklahoma, it's like you left it's
it's different. Yeah, it's fun, but it's different. And then, well, what are you doing down this way there, Mr. Redbeard? Yeah, the Murfreesboro. That's where I live. What the heck is here that would bring you all the way down here? Justin Hills popping in.
Maybe a motor.
Probably some kind of engine parts.
Mm-hmm. Parts I can't afford for his rate.
Two.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Damn.
Way to show your wealth, man.
Hey, give me a holler, man, when you're down this way, because I'll be the next few weeks. Pretty much, we'll be around. So,
So what's the deal on your Ranger? I guess I never did ever get around to looking at it. What's the story on it?
It's an '86, and then I got it from a guy in Alabama who basically blew it up from the guy. Some guy built it, did a kind of a decent job. This kid bought it, he wrecked it. I bought it from him. I rebuilt the small block Chevy that was in it, and had it that way for maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And tried selling it. It was so ugly I had to paint it because nobody wanted to buy it.
Really?
And then through trading and a few cars I sold off and stuff like that, we came to trade for a '66 Comet with a bunch of cash and a Chevy Silverado with no doors and no bed, but it had a 5.3 in it. So it harvested that, sold off the rest of that truck, and did all the easy peasy LS stuff with the eBay turbo and turbo log and
Okay.
cam and springs, and had a real nice turbo 400 built for it, and there it is. And it's about as fast as it needs to be, being a I-beam suspension little pickup truck on skinny tires with no sway bar. And
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it hook up?
yeah, no, it's a foot brake, and it's got I made like a homemade ladder bar system underneath it, so traction is not a problem.
Oh, good.
And it runs it's on an 8th mile, it's 7.0 at 102 miles an hour on a foot brake.
Wow.
That's good.
Very
And
nice.
it's $5,000 in the whole thing.
Oh, you can't beat that. That's like a sore elbow, man. You just
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, shit, yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I still have the engine trims that came out of the truck I could sell, which would bring the cost down. But yeah, it's
right.
Mm.
and I only have it up to 9 pounds of boost, so I'm not going to blow it up. It's got like no timing in it, so I'm not going to burn anything up inside the motor. It's got plenty of fuel, and it's plenty exciting for that chassis. So,
That's cool. Yeah, I like that.
yeah, I mean, I'll probably like anything else, you get stupid with it, and I'll turn the boost up and make it go faster, and probably blow it up.
You'll have a hard time blowing it up if you put some good parts in it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I never thought mine would make as much power as it did in this almost stock form.
Right.
Valve
Yeah,
train upgrades, and they blow my mind, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird engine.
Yeah. Yeah, like Redbeard, yeah, he's got more than that in his converter until I got the whole truck. But I don't know, I'm a cheap bastard. I can't.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Racing.
I've had every other kind of car I've ever wanted, so I don't need to spend all the money on this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, we got Mark Phillips want to know how tight the Magnum engine's going to be in the D50 project that we're working on, and it's not going to be real bad.
That should be too bad.
I mean, it'll be fairly snug. I mean, a 302 would probably go in there a lot easier than a
Magnum.
or a Magnum. But actually, once you have the LA 360 in it, you'll actually have about 4 inches of clearance between the distributor and the firewall. The side to side, the only issue you really have is the steering box. Okay, if you stay with the stock, or And so that kind of limits what you can do as far as exhaust goes. We did one previously back in '95, and we ended up just running truck center dump exhaust manifolds. And then we ran the driver's side, we ran it down and then toward the front and around the oil pan, and then both pipes went to the back that way because it's just so tight. And then between the oil pan and the cross member, I had like maybe a ½ inch of clearance. So I just stuck a ½ inch block of wood between the oil pan and the cross member. And then we welded, because it was kind of, there were certain parts of it that were tight, as far as the starter contacting, whatever, I can't even remember anymore. We welded up solid motor mounts so that the motor wouldn't move at all, and rub anything. So
It was a Cam Eaton bitch.
yeah. Well, it ate cams because we didn't have a windage tray in it, and then we never did baffle the oil pan. I mean, this is back in '95. So, and we also moved the sump. It was a car pan, so that's a center sump oil pan. We sectioned the sump toward the front 3 inches, so it was flush with the front. I think under hard acceleration, all the oil would just leave the pan and leave the pickup, sucking air, for the most
So
part.
your full throttle, 5,000 RPM and no oil in the can, just burning up.
Yeah, so we went through, I think 3 cams. We went through the stock one and then a couple of aftermarket ones. So, and we just beat the snot out of that thing for 5 years or whatever.
He taught me to drive in it,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
So,
But
yeah, 9 years old.
but at the time, it got to where it's kind of like it is now, where I just had too much stuff, so I just liquidated, my whole yard, got rid of everything, and ever since that point, I've always kicked myself in the Jingletailians, and I've been on the prowl for another D50 project because it was the funnest vehicle I'd ever owned, for the most part, yeah.
Like your little Ranger.
Yeah. That's why I dig the Ranger. I mean, they don't weigh a lot, so you don't need
This is 2,600 pounds with me in it. Yeah, it's nothing.
Right. So anyway, let's see what running exhaust manifolds on the Magnum and the D50.
Just put a Hemi in it and go, right over that whole steering arm and stuff like that. And
actually, that's something a guy could do. I mean, that's anyway. You could do that, but we're not going to do that. Not right away. Anyway, exhaust manifolds nowadays, like the 92, 93 Magnum exhaust manifolds, they actually flow as good, if not better, than the earlier 340 exhaust manifolds. I think, but that's a possibility.
So we just set the motor up or off to one side a little bit to clear that steering shaft.
You could. Actually, I found the center line of the original crank from the 4-bagger that was in it, and made a mark on the radiator core support. And then I actually lined the engine up with that. The transmission crossmember, it's a direct bolt in. The 904, the Japanese 4-bagger has got a M904 bolted to the back of it, which is
Oh no shit.
a 904 that's just shaped different to bolt to the Jap 4-bagger. So with that in mind, you can take a 360 with a 904, slide it in, the drive shaft slips right in, cross member bolts right up, the shifter mechanism directly bolts in, the speedometer cable plugs right in. There's half your build right there.
Right. And all the weird adapting parts.
Right. So all you got to do is you got to come up with some motor mounts. That's not a big deal. You gotta reconfigure where the radiator. You can't use a stock radiator; it's too puny.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll end up taking a radiator and throwing it right into the core support area. We'll shove it ahead.
Just section the core support, move it up or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
So what was the question? So as far as the exhaust manifolds, right? So they make the later Magnum or the 92, 93. Those are the holy grail of exhaust manifolds for a Magnum engine, I guess, because they flow better than other years. But beggars can't be choosers. We'll use whatever we can, but they actually dump toward the rear. But I think a guy could take a passenger side one and mount it on the driver's side and have it exit toward the front and do about the same thing as we did before. Just run it down around the oil pan and then have both pipes exit around the passenger side. So whatever. We'll come up with, and actually we're kind of
Flip them both backwards and then boost.
Run a turbo. Yeah, have them come up front, put 2 turbos on it. And then,
There you go. Well, that might be stage 3. So right now this is kind of stage 2. We're just going to dump it together and get it to run.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do initially. So, and we'll see where it takes us. But I'd like to build this thing and have about $3,000 in it. So, and that
well, you can't beat that for it's tons of fun and it's just a burnout machine.
Right. So, anyway, that's kind of where we're at. So,
I think it'd be awesome if you had a single turbo on it with an A500 overdrive tranny. And that's your drag and drive truck, man. Cruising across the country.
Yeah, you could.
Doing sick week, sick summer, death trip, whatever.
Well, then you'd probably want to put a Hemi in it, 5.7 or whatever.
Oh, screw that. Go with the 6.4.
Or whatever.
No, go with the 6.1. And then put the boost at it.
Sure. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
It'll never happen.
Yeah. Well,
it can get out of hand so fast it's not even funny.
Oh, man. At least we all daydream.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because this is probably my 4th or 5th V8 Ranger. All the other ones were, they had 302s and stuff in them. But this is the only one that's been kind of, a little more cut up and just for a little track truck.
yeah, they're cool. Yeah.
Because the big trick with the later model, like 98 to 06, 07 Rangers, was you find the V8 Explorers, the 2-wheel drive ones, and then you could take the engine, trans, computer, rear end, everything, and it just bolts right into that Ranger.
Okay.
So you can have cruise control, AC, 4-wheel disc brakes, fuel injection, all that kind of stuff. You switch one wire at the back of the dash, and the tack works for the V8.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And it's a neat little swap. But good luck finding the V8 Explorer anymore. They're all junked out.
Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm. But that was neat because you could usually find an Explorer that was rolled over for $500 and just got it and have somebody take the carcass away and use all the parts.
Right.
And you got a nice V8 Ranger with all factory. Open the hood, looks factory.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's neat. So,
And if anybody's wondering why the hippie's not here tonight, he is homesick.
He hurt himself at deer camp yesterday.
He tried to overhydrate himself.
Yeah, he tried to drink a whole fridge of beer. He's paying the price today.
I imagine there were some probably Jaeger bombs involved too.
And Fireball.
Yeah, he likes.
So Jaeger and Fireball. That's a beautiful hangover.
Yeah.
Are we sure he's alive?
Oh, and I'm sure there was moonshine at deer camp too.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, he's probably not going to make it.
Yeah, I drove by his place on the way here, and I didn't see lights on.
No, lights are still off. Was he supposed to be at work today or no?
He's got the winter off, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
He works on the river.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so he's for anybody. He's good.
Yeah. So,
One of these deals,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to steer that flying.
Yeah. So besides the D50, what's next on the list of projects? You're just kind of managing everything you already have.
Jeremy's doing a front end rebuild on his Dart.
Okay.
It's all worn out, 73 old lady slant 6 car, original factory stuff up front. So upper control arm bushings, you know.
The worst.
All the good Mopar fun stuff.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
thing, when it rips, it's the scariest car that we have.
He's the only one. He's the only one that can drive it because he's just kind of used to it. I mean, you know.
It's used to this.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like it.
Mhm.
So, you know, I've driven it down to the gas station and, you know, punched at Margaret in between towns and the next town. And I don't want to wreck my buddy's car. It's
Yeah.
like driving a damn boat. You're
Well, then
playing.
you put some skinny tires on the front of it to make it even, more fun.
Right. Yeah, that thing's got when he bought it, it had 36,000 actual miles on it. But even though it's low miles, I mean, all the parts are still, you know,
It's just old, dry rotted old.
50 years
yeah.
old, you know.
Mm.
So anyway, yeah, time for that. So
But basically, most of our efforts are probably going to be on the D50 for a bit.
and D50 for the winter, over the winter. I guess that's what we're hoping for.
Okay.
So all we have is Jeremy's little 1-car garage, you know, that's got heat in it. And then my driveway that doesn't have heat.
Mm-hmm. My driveway that doesn't.
Heated driveway? Jeez, come on.
Yeah, at least my driveway's got some concrete.
Yeah, mine does.
Blake's has gravel.
Mm.
Oh,
It's a de-evolution all the way up the street.
yeah, we got to plan everything out. I mean, we can't have stuff stored in Jeremy's garage. It's too small. So
Okay.
we gotta wait till his car gets done and then out of there, and then we got to make sure that we're kind of on point with the D50 build so that it's done in a timely manner, so we can get it done and then out, so that we just move on to the next thing, whatever that'll be.
Probably my Dart.
Yeah, we got his Dart that needs to be done. I don't know. That's making my stomach hurt right now thinking about it. And my wife, she sees us having all this fun. So what does she do? So she goes out and she buys a 65 Plymouth Barracuda. It's a righteous car. It's got 65,000 actual miles on it. 273. I think it was the original air conditioning car, but the compressor and all that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
It needs the front fenders are total crap. So we actually they don't reproduce those fenders, not for that car. So we actually found a place down in Alabama, I think,
Mm-hmm.
and we had them ship us a set of junkyard fenders that are better than what we've got.
Got
So
gouged,
they're $1,000 for a set of fenders,
and they
but-
need they need rust repair on them.
Well, yeah, but not as much as these other. There's no inner wheel line or wheel well on those.
So all the mud and water and crap just gets slung up. Yeah.
Top of the fender. So then while she is having fun with this Barracuda project, which whatever, she ends up buying a 1950 Dodge Corvette 4-door. It's got a flat 6 in it, so she threw that on our pile of stuff to.
What year Cornet?
It's a 1950.
50. Okay.
Yeah.
Bigger bubble car. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I tried talking her out of it. She saw it and she just, those are the cars that she grew up with. So she just had to have it. So anyway, whatever, we got that. So we're working on that too, or we will be. So anyway, whatever, we got plenty of stuff to do. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
The engineering differences from the 60s to the 50s is just kind of
yeah,
almost
there's
a light
learning
year
curve.
apart
Yeah,
from
there's
each other.
And how did actually the title Bad Tree come along? Is that just an offshoot of Shade Tree, or what happened there?
Well, we went. Annie, my fiance, got me a GoPro for my 33rd birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I was points racing a Chrysler 300 SRT8, and I wanted a GoPro to put it underneath the car, see if I'm losing traction off the line or whatever. Just what's it look like going down the track? Can I hear shift? Blah blah blah. So we get that, and then I kind of start interviewing our buddies while we're at the track with the GoPro, and I just kind of do like a vlog, like what I've always watched on YouTube. And that kind of sat in my GoPro for a while. And Annie decided she wanted to go back to college, so she bought a new computer, which could read the SD card that was in the GoPro. And one night, when she wasn't around, I put the SD card in and used her Windows editor and spent 8 hours on making a 15-minute video.
That's how long it took to make the first one. So that's yeah.
Me and Jeremy were talking about it. Usually we were going to the track a little hungover when we'd go together, and we'd have shitty reaction times. I'm like, why don't we call ourselves Bad Tree Racing? He's like, then we'd have to race all the time. Why don't we call ourselves Bad Tree Productions? I said, I like it. So I typed that in and hit post.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So it's a play on having a terrible reaction time.
Yeah.
Have they gotten better?
Oh, mine have always been pretty decent. Jeremy's, on the other hand, usually it's like a 0.2 something.
Hey, he's in my boat.
What happened to the SRT8 car?
That just the typical, 180 stat, the Diablo in tune with the 93 octane tune, and then I go and change the ship parameters, bump it up a little bit, turn the fans on sooner. I got that car running consistently at 190 degrees down the track, and all the factory cars without having the tuner and the thermostat, they want to run at 220 all the time. So,
Fellas, I'm going to hop off here and head into another live, so I will talk to you another time.
all right, Eli, take it easy.
All right, see you, bud.
So the 180 stat, the Diablo tuner, K&N cold air intake, and I put 09 Charger axles in the rear. They're a little bit more
They're beefy.
robust than the 06. And everybody said, you're going to snap an axle if you put drag radials on the back. So I replaced the axles, and I got some Mustang rims. They're about the same bolt pattern as the LX car. The center hub diameter, though, on a Chrysler is a little bit smaller, so you got to hog that out. And they bolt up really nice. So Mustang rims with 305, 45, 17 Mickey Thompsons on the back, and it's best time.
It looks kind of goofy.
It looks weird with the big 20 up front.
Yeah.
My best time with full interior, it's got a TV, DVD player in it, air conditioning, was 1289.
I thought it was 1270s.
No, 1289.
Okay.
Was the best I've done with it, with those mods.
Okay. Is that car still around?
Yep, we still have it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a
So the next
beautiful car. I mean,
the thing I really wanted to do to it, and I had somebody I met through YouTube offered it to me about 2-3 years ago, and you just never see them. But 6-speed manual Challenger rear ends were like a 371 or a 390 whatever, and all these automatic LX cars are 306 gear ratio. So the last thing I wanted to do